Welcome, everybody, to Delta Dental Park at Hadlock Field. And tonight is senior night for the Portland Bulldogs. It's always a great night for celebrating the seniors on the team. They are playing Bonny Eagles Scots, their opponent tonight. But it's all about the seniors tonight.
Yeah, and some have played all 4 years of high school. Some have played a little less, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a big night to have the celebration here at this beautiful ballpark. Because you grow up here in the city of Portland, and some of the fields are not as magnificent as this, and you get to end your home field here tonight.
Yeah, it's always a special place to play. It's always special for the visiting team to come once, but as the home team, you get to play here multiple times each year, and so you can call Hadlock Field, now Delta Dental Park, your home for baseball. It's a pretty special place.
Yeah, and these two schools come the fall. The rivalry is much more intense, I think, in football at this point. But it's still a game that these two will play, and they can have bragging rights.
Yeah, and looking at the last games for both teams, not the best showing for either team. Portland losing to Biddeford in 6 innings, and for Bonny Eagle, they lost to Falmouth 7-0. And so tough losses for both of these teams. We'll look at Bonny Eagle. They held Falmouth pretty close through the first 3 innings, but a big 4th inning for Falmouth put 6 on the board. You're not going to win too many games if you allow that many runs in 1 inning.
Yeah, especially in high school ball. As we see even on the major league level, 6 runs can be a disaster if you're playing a team and they score that on you. So, it's one of those things. When it rains, it pours. And a lot of those runs will come in many different ways, and you just can't let it happen late in the game, middle of the game. You only play 7 innings here, so when you give up 6 runs, that's quite a bit.
And Bonny Eagles started off the season with 2 straight wins, being 2-0, but their record right now is 6-8, and so they've gone 4-8 down the stretch leading up to this game. So a tough season for Bonny Eagle. They are currently in the tournament play, but for Bonny Eagle, it's been hard to come by with runs. It's been hit or miss with them. But in their last 2 games, they played Chevrolet and they scored 3, and then in the next game they scored 0. So we'll see which Bonny Eagle team shows up, whether it's the team that can score 3 or 4 runs, or if it's the team that scores 0. But for Portland, they have to start off pretty strong in the beginning of the game. They've had a problem with the start of games, letting up multiple runs in the first inning.
Yeah, and that's and when you're struggling to score runs and win ball games, a run or 2 here or there sometimes can put you right behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and you got to give yourself a chance in early on in the game to play into the game. But once Portland gets through those first 2 innings, they're pretty confident at keeping the other team from scoring. It's just those first couple of innings, especially in the Biddeford game, they let up 7 runs in the first 2 innings, and you're going to give yourself a chance if you don't allow those runs early on. And so Portland's going to look to start off hot in this game against a team that's been struggling a little bit with scoring runs. Or if Bonny Eagle can start hitting the ball and take advantage of the struggling Portland team early on in games. So we'll see who comes out on top between the Bulldogs and the Scots. And we'll send it down to Don for senior night.
And welcome to senior night at Portland High School, the occasion of the last regular season home game in the baseball careers of 6 Bulldog student athletes. Each boy has been a significant asset to his team. Moreover, and more importantly, each has been a wonderful ambassador for his family, his school, and his community. We thank all of you for who you are and for what you have done for the Portland baseball family over the past 4 years. We will now recognize the Portland seniors, who in turn will recognize their parents and loved ones. Introducing first, number 27, Angelo Leo. Joining Angelo on the field tonight is his mom, Jennifer, and dad, Brad. Next year, Angelo will be attending Kennebec Valley Community College, where he plans to study physical therapy. Introducing next, number 2, Cohen Bove. Joining Cohen on the field tonight is his mom, Lauren, his dad, Mike, and his brother, Ben. After graduation, Cohen is taking a gap year with hopes of attending Colby College, Boston University, or the University of Colorado the following fall. Next, we introduce number 19, Connor Daniels. Joining Connor on the field this evening is his mom, Lisa, his dad, Lester, his grandmother, Frances, and sister, Ashley. Connor will be attending Merrimack College in the fall, where he plans to study marketing. Next, we introduce number 7, Brody Viola. Joining Brody on the field this evening is his mom, Lauren, his dad, Ben, his grandmother, Margaret, and grandfather, Fred, as well as grandmother, Deb. Brody plans to attend Southern Maine Community College in the fall. Next, we introduce number 4, Jacob Tidd. Representing Jacob on the field tonight, we have his mom Bridget, his dad Mark, his sisters Emily and Lucy, and his grandmother Elaine. Jacob will be attending Bentley College in the fall, where he plans to study finance.
Why are we going so high? Huh? Oh, yeah, right here. Right here.
And introducing our final senior, number 6, Lucas Milliken. Joining Lucas on the field tonight, his mom Katie, his dad Bob, his sister Abby, and his brother Nate. Lucas will be playing golf while attending Ursinus College in the fall. The coaching staff would like to thank one more time all of the seniors for their hard work and dedication to Bulldogs baseball. A nice hand for the Portland seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would ask that you please rise as we honor America and those who defend her with the playing of our national anthem.
And as Portland warms up on the field, the starting batting order and lineup for Bonny Eagle, leading off at third base is number 5, Jaden Doughty. Today's pitcher is number 7, Atticus Dixon. At second base, number 10, Kanan Wood. In center field, number 25, Brody Donahue. In left field, number 8, Gavin Saucier. At shortstop, number 1, Lucas Klenn. In right field, number 3, Derek Ross. Today's DH, number 14, Dakota Winkler. And at first base, number 12, Caleb Racicott. And behind the plate, but not batting, is number 4, Gavin Reynolds. And Jaden Doughty taking the batter's box to lead things off for Bonny Eagle. First pitch by Lucas Milliken is over.
Good start.
That one's hit. Jacob Johnson fielding it, firing over, and it was one-hopped in and out of the glove of John Eisenhart.
Yeah, I mean, he had to rush that. That ball got to him. He waited on it. I mean, maybe he could have come in a little bit, but the runner was getting down there pretty fast, so he had to throw it down there, and it got away.
Number 7, Atticus Dixon.
Atticus Dixon at the plate.
keep our eye on the runner at first.
And therefore, strike one. And it's in and out of the glove of Pulowski. A great attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great attempt. I mean, if he could have caught it, the runner had taken off. There was a possibility of a double play, but right now you have two runners on.
And so Kanan Wood at the plate.
File that under what if.
And the dirt for ball one.
Well, a couple of plays off the gloves of the Portland players lead to two runners on.
Up high. And this is what, if Portland can get out of this with minimal damage, but, and the dirt for ball three.
You know, and the pitcher for Portland now has to pitch a little differently with two runners on.
Right down the middle for strike one.
And, you know, this is where the infielders have to keep the fundamentals in the back of their mind and know where to go if there's a ground ball.
That one's fouled off. It's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's early in the game, and you'll take an out. Even if the runners move up, you just got to get an out.
Up high for ball 4. So bases loaded.
The Bonny Eagles center fielder, number 25, Brody Donahue.
And so there's a force out at every base now for Portland. That one's hit into left. Angelo Leo will get the out, but a run is on the board for Bonny Eagle.
Well, you know, and there's the fundamentals. You kept the runners at first and second. You didn't throw the ball home and have it get away and the possibility of second and third. So great fundamentals there.
Gavin Saucier at the plate. Outside for ball 1.
I mean, Portland hasn't even come up yet, so it's only one run, but you got an out.
And inside for ball 2. Swing and a miss. Up high for ball 3. And in the dirt for ball 4.
Well, I think the catcher needs to go out and talk to the pitcher or somebody, just for him to take a deep breath here.
Shortstop number 1, Lucas Klenn.
Lucas Klenn at the plate with bases loaded. That one's fouled off. That one hits the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Outside. 1-2 count. And low for ball 2. Low for ball 3.
Well, and the Portland pitcher at this rate with pitch count is not going to last the whole game.
And in the dirt for ball 4, so that's going to walk in a run.
Well, and here comes our mound visit.
An early mound visit here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we don't have a pitch timer here in high school ball, so there's no rush for him to get the ball over. Maybe he just needs in between pitches to just take a deep breath and focus to get the ball over the plate. I mean, he knows he can. He's thrown it over the plate. It's just there's too many in the dirt at this point.
And so that's going to bring up Derek Ross. Outside for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. And that's hit in the outfield. Viola will get to it, but that's going to score another run. So Kanan Wood crossing home plate, and Saucier going to third.
The designated hitter, number 14, Dakota Winkler.
Dakota Winkler at the plate.
Big lead at first.
Clan taking off, and Chase holding on to it. And that's fouled. And it's a 1-1 count. And that one's hit into right, and Bove gets the out. And so that ends the top half of the first. And a tough way to start the game for Portland. And so after half an inning complete, it's Bonny Eagle 3, Portland coming up. And as Bonny Eagle warms up on the field, the starting batting order and lineup for Portland, leading things off is the pitcher, number 6, Lucas Milliken. At second base, number 4, Jacob Tidd. In left field, number 27, Angelo Leo. Today's DH is number 19, Connor Daniels. In center field, number 7, Brody Viola. At shortstop, number 1, Jacob Johnson. At first base, number 17, John Eisenhart. Behind the plate is number 3, Tommy Chase. And the third baseman is number 12, Mateo Pulowski. And in right field, not batting, is number 2, Cohen Bove. Here we go for the bottom of the first. Lucas Milliken will lead things off for Portland.
Yeah, and they started the game in a hole here. So let's see what they can do.
First pitch is off the plate. That's fouled.
Yeah, I mean, Bonny Eagle scored 3 runs on 1 hit.
And that one's fouled. And that one's hit into center. Donahue not having to move much to get the first out.
Yeah, as we would say, that was a can of corn. Yeah, I think, Portland had 3 of those against Bonny Eagle in the first half of this inning.
And that's low for ball 1. Jacob Tidd at the plate. That one's hit into right and caught by Derek Ross.
Well, so far this game, the outfielders have been keeping busy.
The Bulldog left fielder, number 27.
And so that's going to bring up Angelo Leo. And that one's hit, fielded by Glenn, fires over and gets the third out. And so a 1-2-3 inning for Bonny Eagle. And after one complete, it's Bonny Eagle 3, Portland 0. Here we go for the top of the second. Caleb Racicott at the plate. It's fouled back. It's an 0-2 count. And that one's ripped in and out of the glove of Tidd.
Boy, I'll tell you, I don't know what it is tonight, but that's the 3rd in and out of glove so far for Portland. 1 at first, 1 at third, and now 1 at second.
The third baseman, number 5, Jaden Dowdy.
And back to the top of the lineup, Jaden Dowdy. Racicott taking off, and he's going to get in 2 seconds safe. Dowdy reaching on an error. His first at bat. That one is a dribbler.
Going to be tough.
And it's a infield single. It's one of those check swings, and it just goes to the right location to get on.
Number 7, Atticus Dixon.
And Atticus Dixon. And Dowdy taking off.
Well, the start of this game has been tough for Portland here.
That one's up the middle. That's going to score 2. And that was Portland has kept the ball in the infield for most of the this game so far, but there's 5 runs on the board.
The second baseman, number 10, Kanan Wood.
Kanan Wood now at the plate. Check on Dixon. That one's fouled.
Plenty of kids today to chase the foul balls where it's Friday night.
And that's a pop-up in the infield. Johnson will call everyone off and get the out. So 1 away for Brody Donahue.
The center fielder, number 25, Brody Donahue.
And therefore strike 1.
The runner on first took quite the lead and started running, then went back to first.
And Dixon taking off. That one in the outfield. It's Viola ranging all the way over into left field.
Well, there must have been some great communication out there because the center fielder, when he calls for the ball, the left fielder and the right fielder have to back away, and that's exactly what happened.
And Gavin Saucier now at the plate. Walking in his first at bat. And Dixon taking off.
Perfect pitch to take off. No throw.
That one fouled. That one curved over for strike 2.
And that's the kind of pitch you need at this moment. That was a beautiful pitch.
And that one's a dribbler. It's going to be picked up by Pulowski. Fires over and doesn't get him. And that's going to move over Saucier.
Well,
so Dixon with a heads up on that play. It was Pulowski firing over to first, and Dixon taking the opportunity to get another run for Bonny Eagle.
yeah, that was just like Duran. As soon as he came off the second and touched third, as soon as he seen the ball go over to first, he just kept right on trucking, sliding headfirst in to score.
And so Lucas Klenn at the plate. It's a 1-0 count. And therefore strike 1.
Well, Bonny Eagle puts up another 3 spot here in the top of the second.
And that one is a pop-up in the infield. Johnson will call everyone off for the third out. But Bonny Eagle putting 3 more on the board. It's been a tough one for Portland. Most of these hits have been in the infield.
Well, and the thing is all of the outs for Bonny Eagle have either been fly outs or pop
We
outs.
go to the bottom half of the second inning with
Yeah,
Bonny Eagle leading
but after 1.5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 6, Portland 0. And here we go for the bottom of the second. Connor Daniels leading things off.
Ooh, he hit him.
And so that's going to be a leadoff base runner for Portland.
And that's their first person to make
number 7.
make it on base, right? So
Yes.
after the perfect game last night, we finally will not have a perfect game tonight.
High for ball 1. Brody Viola at the plate. That one's ripped and into the outfield. So 2 on for Portland.
All right, then. Well, there goes your perfect game and your no-hitter in 2 batters.
And Jacob Johnson at the plate. Corner infielders are on the grass. That one is fired over the plate for strike 1.
Well, the thing is that you're down by 6. A bunt's not going to do you any good. You might as well hit away.
That one's fouled back. 0-2 count. Just missing the plate. That one's fouled back. That one's hit into center field and caught by Brody Donahue.
Gee, nice running catch. Boy, he took.
Catch in center field by Brody Donahue.
Boy, he tagged that ball. What a great jump.
The first baseman, number 17, John Eisenhart.
And so that's going to bring up John Eisenhart. That one's fired over for strike 1. It's low for ball 1.
Yeah, you can't teach those instincts. When that ball comes off the bat, you got to know whether you're running in or running out.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Staying alive. That one's popped up. Dixon will get the out. So after 2 base runners for Portland, it's 2 outs. Tommy Chase at the plate. It's low for ball 1. And that one is fielded by Glenn, and he has to eat it. Jaden Dowdy diving for it. It just went past.
Well, and the thing is that was a great backup, and it was also smart to not throw the ball anywhere, just eat it.
And so that's going to bring up Mateo Pulowski. Ball 1. Portland having a chance to put runs on the board here. It's right down the middle for strike 1. It's inside for ball 2.
Well, now the pitcher's got to be pretty perfect here.
And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. It's off the plate. So it's a full count with 2 outs. So the runners will be off on the pitch. And that's hit, and it's going to drop. It's going to score 2. So Mateo Pulowski with a 2 RBI single.
Well, you know, the good thing is he stayed with that pitch and kept his hands back and took it to right field.
Lucas Milliken.
And so that's going to bring up the top of the order. Lucas Milliken at the plate. Runners on the corners.
Yeah, if he tried to pull that ball, it just would have been a grounder. Nice hit.
Chase at third, Pulowski at first.
All right, well, Poland's trying to get back in this game.
And that's hit. And by Glenn. So that's going to score another one.
Well, hard hit ball. Well, and just like that, Poland's cut the lead in half.
The second baseman, number 4, Jacob Kidd.
And this is what I was talking about. If Portland could just start better, they would give themselves a chance. That one fielded by Cannon Wood and gets the third out, but Portland cutting the lead in half. And so after 2 complete, it's Bonny Eagles 6, Portland 3. Here we go for the top of the third.
The batter is the right fielder, number 3.
Ball 1, Derek Ross at the plate. And that's over the glove of Tidd. So a lead-off single for Derek Ross.
The designated hitter, number 14, Dakota Winkler.
Dakota Winkler at the plate.
Whoa.
And that gets by Chase.
Well, That just struck the bull and Bull Durham.
Outside for ball 2. In the dirt for ball 3. And ball 4. So runners now at first and second for Caleb Racicott.
Number 12, Caleb Racicott.
Well, not the way you want to start after getting 3 runs back.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. In there for strike 2. In the dirt. And that's going to move both runners.
Well, that's the thing about Bonny Eagle. They will look for any chance to move up a base.
Infielders are in. And that one skied into center. And it's going to be a run, and Winkler moving over to third.
Well, and here's the thing, is fundamentals tells you to hit the cutoff there, not try to throw it home, because as you see, that's what happened, and the runner moved from second to third, just 90 feet away now for a potential another run.
Number 5, Jaden Dowdy.
And so it's going to bring up Jaden Dowdy. And that one's going to be misplayed by Jacob Tidd on the hop.
Well, and the runner moved down to third, and he scored on a play like that.
The pitcher, number 7, Atticus Dixon.
So Atticus Dixon at the plate. And it's caught by Mateo Pulowski.
There you go. He didn't get the first one in the first inning, but he got this one in the third.
So two-way for Kanan Wood.
Well, there you go. That's a play that'll make Brooks Robinson happy.
Baseman, number 10, Kanan Wood. Nice play at third base by Mateo Pulaski.
Dowdy taking off. The pitch is over the plate for strike 1. Outside.
Yes,
It's a
that was a
1-1
strike.
count. That one's over the plate for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count. And that one, fielded by Johnson, fires over. Not in time.
It has been an infield struggle here for Portland tonight.
The center fielder, number 25, Brody Donahue.
Brody Donahue.
And we're waiting for the runner on first to put on his oven mitt.
And that one hit foul. And there for strike 2. In the dirt. It's a 1-2 count. Fouled.
Yeah, batter did a good job protecting the plate. Unfortunately, the Portland catcher couldn't hold on to that foul tip ball.
Both runners take off. That's a fires over, and it's by Eisenhart. That's going to score 2.
Well, I think they need a new set of baseballs. I don't like these ones.
And there for strike 1, Gavin Saucier at the plate. That one's fielded by Pulowski, and one hops to Eisenhart to end the inning. But Bonny Eagle putting 4 on the board. And so the new score after 2.5 complete is Bonny Eagle 10, Portland 3. Here we go for the bottom of the 3rd. Bailey Jordan at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. That one's hit, fielded by Ray Saccott, and tags first for the first out.
Well, that last hop was right up into the glove.
The designated hitter, number 19, Connor Daniels.
Connor Daniels at the plate. That one takes a hop in foul territory. It was right on the line, and it hit the dirt and went right. It's a 1-1 count. That one's rip foul. That one is hit. Wood fielding it and gets the out.
The center fielder, number 7, Brody Viola.
And so Brody Viola now at the plate with 2 away. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And fouled. Umpire giving the catcher a couple extra seconds.
Yeah. I mean, these catchers take a beating.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's the first strikeout of the game. It's been through 3 innings.
Which is amazing.
And so it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bonny Eagle. And after 3 complete, score remains Bonny Eagle 10, Portland 3. Here we go for the top of the 4th. Lucas Klen leading things off. Number of changes for Portland. John Eisenhart is now relieving Lucas Milliken. And Bailey Jordan is at first. Lucas Milliken is at short. Jacob Johnson is behind the plate. Cohen Bove is in left. And Tommy Chase in right. It's a 0-2 count. And that's in there for strike 3.
Well, off to a good start.
The right fielder, number 3, Derek Ross.
And so that's going to bring up Derek Ross.
Number 13.
No, it's
Number 13.
Garrett Secord at the plate.
Correction, batting in place of Ross is number 13, Garrett Secord.
And there for strike. That's fouled back.
Now that's 2 strikes. Whether it was before or not, we were trying to figure out who the batter was, so we got kind of distracted. But now it's definitely 2 strikes.
Time called.
Whoa.
And hits him.
I think he tried to jump out of the way, but it hit him anyway. Number 4.
Your attention.
It's Gavin Reynolds.
Winkler. Number 4, Gavin Reynolds.
So lots of changes for both teams. We're trying to keep up with it. We gave our crack staff the night off, seeing as it's Friday and they've worked all week. Hopefully they'll bring by leftovers from wherever they go.
And that goes by Johnson. Up high for ball 2. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 count.
All right, we got ourselves a battle here.
And in there for strike 3. So Caleb Racicott now at the plate. And there for strike 1. Outside. 1-1 count. That one's popped up. And
Oh, little miscommunication. You don't want to be giving a batter a second chance on an easy pop-up, but he's got another chance.
it's a 1-2 count. In the dirt. And Secord taking third. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Well, I have to say, when Eisenhart comes in, he throws donuts.
Yes, and
The score after
so
31 minutes,
it's
Bonny
3
Eagle
strikeouts
Portland
in this inning for Portland. And so after 3.5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 10, Portland 3.
Johnson.
Here we go for the bottom of the fourth. Jacob Johnson will lead things off for Portland. And the first pitch is in the dirt for ball one.
Oh,
Couple changes for Bonny Eagle in the field. Logan Sturgis now in left. Garrett Secord in right. And Mason McGlynn at second as Ray Sicott ranges over to get the first out.
The pitcher, number 17, John Eisenhart.
And John Eisenhart at the plate. That one's fouled. That one's ripped. One hopped by McGlynn and gets the out.
yeah, hard hit ball, but you know you couldn't ask for a more perfect hop for the second baseman.
Tommy Chase.
Tommy Chase now up. That one is going to go up the middle. So a 2-out single.
The Bulldog third baseman, number 12, Mateo Pulaski.
Mateo Pulowski at the plate. And a chat with Dixon.
Yeah, that could be something as simple as the catcher letting the pitcher know he's going to keep an eye out on the runner at first, so he doesn't throw the ball away, just throwing it over there.
Right down the middle for strike one.
Because the runner for Portland's not taking a big lead, and the last thing you want to do is throw the ball away, throwing it over there.
That one hit. McGlynn will flip it over to Glenn for the final out for this inning. And so Portland strands one. And after 4 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 10, Portland 3.
One hit, no error. Jaden Dowdy.
And here we go for the top of the 5th. Jaden Dowdy leading things off. It's low and inside for ball one. In there for strike one. Just outside for ball two. It's fouled.
Is that off the glove of the helmet? Well, they got rid of that baseball.
And that one's hit into center. And it's by Viola. Trying to get the diving catch.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that you really got to try for it.
Atticus Dixon.
And so Atticus Dixon at the plate. It's up high for ball one.
Yeah, even if he let it one hop to him, the runner was still going to get on. It was well worth the try.
It's outside for ball two. Right down the middle for strike one. Swing and a miss. It's a 2-2 count. Fouled that one off. That one's fouled. And just outside. So it's a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's always a chance for the batter to lay off that pitch.
3-2 pitch is off the plate for ball 4.
Tough spot. No outs.
The second baseman, number 10, Kanan Wood.
Number 9.
It's Mason McGlynn.
Mason McGlynn, number 9.
Outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. In there for strike 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 away. And that brings up Brody Donahue.
The center fielder, number 25, Brody Donahue.
And both runners take off. The throw down. is
Ooh.
in the stomach of Jaden Doughty.
No, maybe in his thigh. Yeah, I think it was his thigh. He's just going to kind of walk it off a little bit. You know, on a play like that, it's bad for the base runner. He gets hit with the ball. But on the flip side, it's good for Portland because the ball didn't get away and go down the line and the runner score. So, you know, for Portland, it turns out okay.
So infielders are in. And that's popped up foul. It's a 1-1 count. That one's hit into left. Bove will get the out, but that's going to score another run.
Well, you know, earlier in the game,
It's Logan Sturgis at the plate.
The Bonny Eagle batter.
well, this late in the game, trading outs for runs is not helpful.
Up high. It's a 2-0 count. That one's hit into center. And Viola coming in to get the final out. But Bonny Eagle getting one more on the board. And so after 4.5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 11, Portland 3.
Bonny Eagle 11.
And here we go for the bottom of the fifth. Lucas Milliken will lead things off. That one is hit in foul territory. One's inside. It's a 1-1 count. Outside. It's a 3-1 count.
And I'm not sure, but there may be someone warming up down in the Bonny Eagle bullpen.
And ball 4.
The second baseman, number 4, Jacob Tidd.
Jacob Tidd at the plate. Ball in the dirt. Wondering how much longer Atticus Dixon will go. That one's hit into left.
Well, he's definitely leaving that ball over the plate.
So first two base runners are on. Bailey Jordan at the plate. It's in the dirt. 4-1. And the fake pickoff. Milliken diving back at second. It's the outside part of the plate for strike one. Low for ball two. Low for ball three.
Well, we potentially could see the last pitch for this pitcher.
And inside for ball four. So it's going to walk the bases loaded.
And we are going to have a mound visit.
We'll see if this is it.
Well, so far, the answer is no. Well, strategy meeting. They have an 8-run lead. The goal for Bonny Eagle right now is 3 outs. And with an 8-run lead, you got to play smart baseball and go where you think you're going to get the easiest out.
And so Atticus Dixon will stay in with Connor Daniels.
Well, the coach is showing faith in his pitcher. He's just wrapped up a meeting then of strategy.
In there for strike one. That one's hit and foul. That one's hit, and it's going to be a double play.
Oh, boy.
And so that's 2 outs.
That's a tough one.
So now 2 away. Brody Viola at the plate. In there for strike one. Just outside. It's a 1-1 count.
Well, and if you're this pitcher, you want everything to be outside.
That one is popped up. It's in the stands.
You do not want to give him, if you're Bonny Eagle, anything over the plate that he can just reach and smack it someplace.
And that one's fouled off. Outside for ball 2. Outside for ball 3.
Well, a walk here is not going to hurt you.
That one is hit into right. And foul. We'll redo the 3-2 count. And fouled off again.
Well, he's doing a good job protecting the plate and waiting on that perfect pitch.
That one is over the head of Glenn. That's going to score 2. And so Brody Viola with a 2 RBI single and moves to second on the
Well,
throw home.
He did everything he could to protect that plate, and it paid
Catcher
off.
Jacob Johnson.
Jacob Johnson now at the plate. That one hit foul. And
Called a balk.
so it's going to remain and
But the runner goes down to third.
it's a 1-1 count.
Brody was halfway down to home plate on that pitch. Got to be careful.
That one ripped, and Jacob Johnson with an RBI single. Lead now down to 5.
Still plenty enough time in this game, and now Portland is really starting to.
Number 17, John Eisenhart.
Portland now starting to take advantage of this pitcher.
John Eisenhart at the plate. And checking on him again.
Boy, he's getting close. You gotta be careful over there at first.
And Jacob Johnson calling time. And another check. And Jacob Johnson is slow to get up.
Well, he's probably got like 3 pounds of dirt on him.
And another check.
Well, I know you want to pick him off, but that run at first doesn't mean anything at this point. He needs to get the batter out.
And I think they're talking about how many times Dixon has thrown over. There is someone warming up in the bullpen. Not sure if that's the reason. And that hits Eisenhart.
Not quite sure if poor Eisenhart. Not quite sure if that was a message.
Number 3, Tommy Chase.
And the umpires are getting together.
And are they talking? Well, Bonny Eagle playing with a little bit of fire here.
And that's fouled. Tommy Chase at the plate.
I mean, Portland's come back with 3 runs here. Runners at first and second. And this pitcher's been struggling. And we're all surprised he's still in the game.
And that's in the dirt. And a check.
Yeah, I think he wants to make sure his uniform is so filthy.
And that one is in the dirt. And I don't know how much more time Dixon has on the mound. And that one runs Chase off the plate.
I'll tell you one thing. This is one of those innings where you need the pitch timer. And how many times you can throw over to the base. It's been a long half inning.
It's a 3-1 count, and that one's fired over. So runners will be off on the pitch. It is a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And that's hit. Is it going to drop? It does not. Caleb Racicott getting the out. And so that ends the inning. But Portland putting 3 on the board. And after 5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 11, Portland 6. Here we go for the top of the 6th. Lucas Klenn will lead things off. Low for ball 1. That one's ripped, and it's foul.
Whew.
And it must have just...
Yeah, the umpire wasn't animated enough to let us all know that was pretty darn close. But he's got a good eye right up the line.
It's a 1-1 count, and that one up high. Two and one count. Swing and a miss for strike two.
Portland could use a nice clean inning here.
And that one's fouled. In the dirt for ball three. That one's popped up foul.
Oh. Whoa.
Ball four.
The right fielder, number 13, Garrett Secord.
And Garrett Secord at the plate. Fired over the plate for strike one. And a time called by Secord. A check. Could have been worse.
Well, that could have been worse too. Throwing the ball away.
Up high. It's a 1-1 count. In the dirt. It's a 2-1 count.
Ooh, he hit him.
That hit him.
And we're going to have a mound visit. And I wonder if it's just to find out if he's tired, what the control issue is.
Catcher number 4, Gavin Reynolds.
Maybe take a deep breath.
definitely got to figure this out. Not quite sure what that conversation is on the way back in with the coach and the umpire. Maybe just to make sure that I mean, was it Eisenhart that got hit by a pitch last inning? And so maybe there's just a little discussion about did that one get away from you, or was that a frustration pitch?
And that one just missing the plate.
And maybe the coach is talking to the umpire to let him know there's no intent in that pitch. It just got away.
Gavin Reynolds at the plate. 2 on, no outs. In the dirt.
Because not a peep out of the Bonny Eagle side, so, they weren't thinking anything.
Up high for ball 3. Hits the strike zone for strike 1. And in the dirt for ball 4. So bases are loaded.
Yeah, nobody out here in the top of the 6th.
The first baseman, number 12, Caleb Racicott.
And Caleb Racicott at the plate. That one hit foul.
Well, the thing for Portland is the last time they put up 3 runs, Bonny Eagle answered with 4 back. Now they just put up 3 runs again, and they got bases loaded with nobody out. So we're waiting on an answer from Bonny Eagle here.
That one's outside for ball 1. In the dirt. And up high for ball 3. Swing and a miss.
Well, Eisenhart's got to say thank you to that one.
That one's fouled back. Three-two pitch is outside, so that's going to be another run.
And we're going to have a pitch and change. A second mound visit, and we'll be back and let you know what happens.
And we're back.
Jaden Downey.
So a couple of changes. Bailey Jordan now in right field. Tommy Chase at second. John Eisenhart at first. And Jacob Tidd comes in to relieve John Eisenhart. It's Jaden Dowdy at the plate. It's a 2-0 count. And there for strike one. That's a pop-up. And no one calls it. And it was an infield fly rule. So is that, I think that's 2 outs.
Oh, because he came off the base.
In there for strike one to Atticus Dixon.
Well, that was interesting. Infield fly rule. The runner.
That one will score 2 more. And on the throw, Dixon taking second.
Well, that was interesting on the infield fly rule. If the runner on third had just stayed on the bag, it would have been only 1 out where he got off the bag. He was thrown out going to home. So that was a big help for Portland.
The second baseman, number 9.
But Bonny Eagle comes up with 2 more runs on that hit.
And it's Mason McGlynn at the plate.
And on the throw back in, there was no one there to take the throw, and the runner went down to second.
And there for strike one.
Well, once again, Portland puts 3 runs up, and Bonny Eagle comes back and answers it.
That one off the mask and in the stands. It's a long half inning here. And Dixon taking off. And it's by Jacob Johnson.
Oh, there's a ball on the field. Where did that one come from? Oh, that's where it came from. Came from the bullpen.
And it's strike 3. And so that ends the half inning. Bonny Eagle putting 3 more on the board. And after 5.5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 14, Portland 6. Here we go for the bottom of the 6th. Mateo Pulowski at the plate. Inside for ball 1.
And I have to say, the last 2 half innings with these teams has been at least a half an hour.
That one is by Lucas Klenn.
Well, the players don't have any place to go tomorrow. There's no school and it's going to rain all day. So why not play baseball till late into the night?
Yeah, we're almost past 2 hours.
So what's the over-under on throws to first on this batter?
That one is tagged into right. Caught by Secord.
Ooh, jeez. Didn't need that to be any closer than that.
So Lucas Milliken
The pitcher number 4, Jacob Tidd.
with the fly out. Jacob Tidd now at the plate. Ball in the dirt. That one tagged into center. And Donahue there to get the out. So that's going to bring up Bailey Jordan.
The right fielder, number 9, Bailey Jordan.
Check on Pulowski. And there for strike one.
I'm always amazed at the throw over to first when you're up by 8 runs. It must just be practice.
That one fouled off. That one's hit into left, and it drops. And so that's going to score at least one. And Bailey Jordan with a RBI double.
Well, not for lack of effort by the left fielder. He almost had it.
DH, number 19, Connor Daniels.
And Connor Daniels at the plate. That one launched and caught by Donahue.
Almost overran that one. He caught it kind of behind his head.
And so one run goes across the plate. And so after 6 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 14, Portland 7. Here we go for the top of the 7th. Brady Dunn at the plate.
Well, you know, in typical Portland Bonny Eagle fashion, we're into the final 2 minutes of this game, and Bonny Eagle's winning this one 14-7.
And there for strike 2.
Oh, sorry. We're in the spring. We're not in the fall. That would be football.
And strike 3. So we are over the 2-hour mark for this game.
Number 17 is the batter, Logan Sturgis.
Logan Sturgis at the plate. Outside for ball 1. And there for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. And strike 3.
The shortstop, number 1, Lucas Glenn.
Lucas Glenn. At the plate. Up high for ball 1. Swing and a miss. It's one's a wild.
Finally again, once a wild. It's only taken the whole game.
It's a 2-1 count. Inside for ball 3. And that
Ooh.
one hit him.
Well, who needs a quick inning in this game?
Number 13, Garrett Secord.
It's a nice night for baseball. Who needs a quick inning?
Foul tipped for strike 1. Garrett Secord at the plate. And Glenn taking off. The throw down is into the outfield. But Glenn staying on second.
Well, you know, at this rate, it kind of reminds you of the Yankees-Red Sox game. You'd get 2 meals in. They'd start the game at lunch and finish it by dinner.
Outside for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count. And that one hit and through the legs of Tommy Chase. That's going to score another run. And
The batter is the catcher,
inside.
number 4, Gavin Reynolds.
Secord taking second. Gavin Reynolds at the plate. That one's a strike. And there for strike 2. In the dirt. And throw down is not in time. And strike 3. And so that ends the top half of the 7th, but not before a run comes across. And And so after 6.5 complete, it's Bonny Eagle 15, Portland 7. Here we go for the bottom of the 7th. Brody Viola will lead things off. That one ripped down the third baseline. Viola trying to go 2. And stand up double.
Well, Don just pointed out, and I'm looking at the scoreboard, and Portland's losing 15-7, but they're out hitting Bonny Eagle.
Jacob Johnson at the plate. That one is a pop-up, caught by Doughty.
Well, and you know, on that play, the shortstop was standing there watching the third baseman catch the ball. There was no one at third, and the pitcher covered third.
Batting for Eisenhart, number 10, Colin Haig.
Colin Haig at the plate. It's fouled. That one popped up and almost caught by Dixon.
Jeez. I'll tell you one thing. He's going to need ice on that shoulder and elbow at the end of this game.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2-way. Portland down to their last out.
The second baseman, number 3, Tommy Chase.
And that brings up Tommy Chase. Inside for ball 2. Ball 3. And there for strike 1. That one launched, and it's going to go into the bullpen. That one hit, and in and out from Doughty, and no one covering third. Viola rounding the bag.
I'm amazed he threw that ball, almost threw it away. The runner did not come down the third baseline, which was a smart move on his part.
The third baseman, number 12, Mateo Pulaski.
Mateo Pulowski. Ball 1. And I have to say, Portland's done all of their damage with 2 outs. Ball 2.
At this point, I'm wondering if they would bring in a relief pitcher to face at least one batter.
Ball 4.
And
And that might do it.
Yeah, you kind of have to think at this point, yeah, it seems like the pitch count was definitely reached. And looks like number 10's coming into pitch. And maybe the pitcher is going into play. Let's see. The pitcher was number
7.
So it looks like he's going to second. And number 10 is coming into pitch. And we'll be back.
And we're back.
The Portland shortstop, number
Only
6,
2 changes.
Milliken.
Kanan Wood is now the relief pitcher. And Atticus Dixon now at second.
Well, that's interesting. Something was said by someone in the stands.
Milliken
And I'm not
fouling
sure
it.
not sure what was said.
What can you possibly say in a 15-7 game with 1 out left?
And fouled that one off. And that goes off of the dirt, off of the catcher's mask, and into the net. It's going to score a run and move the runners over.
Well, you did say that Portland's done all their damage with 2 outs. So we only need 7 to go to extra innings.
That's fouled. That one is picked up by Doughty, thrown over, and picked out of the dirt by Racicott.
Oh, my goodness. They didn't make it easy on themselves, but they got the out.
And so Bonny Eagle coming away with the win.
I mean, what a crazy game.
In the Portland
And,
7, there's 1 run.
Portland out-hit Bonny Eagle, but it was those darn errors that really hurt Portland that let Bonny Eagle score so many runs.
Yeah, I mean, tough one
The winning
for
6 2/3 innings of work.
Portland. I mean, it was like I said, sometimes when you put yourself in a hole, it's tough to come back. And Portland scored 8 runs, so they did their job offensively,
Yeah.
but couldn't do it defensively
Well,
in today's game.
and the thing too for Portland is all season, it's not often they put up 8 runs. And, you would think that they'd stand a good chance to win a game with 8 runs, but not in this game. And it's the last home game of the season for Portland. And, it's senior night, and it's a tough way to end the season here. But not much you can do about it. And it's not like they lost because of those errors. Bonny Eagle put up some good hits. They were running the bases like no joke. I mean, they were stealing bases. They were moving around. They hustled. They earned a lot of those runs.
And Portland got their most runs of the season in one game. It was 6 against Chevrolet and Kennebunk, but it results in a loss. Like you said, it's a tough one to drop on senior night, but it's also been a tough season for Portland. But this has probably been their best game so far offensively. It's just sometimes at the end of the season, it's a little too late to start putting things together, but they do have a young team. A lot of freshmen are playing, and so they'll be in good hands next year with a little bit more time to develop the fielding ability, especially when the players are a little bit quicker in high school compared to when you're in middle school. And so it's probably going to take some time just to be able to field the ball and throw over when the runner is the runners are more quicker.
Right.
But Bonny Eagles' next game is against Gorham in their final game, and Portland, their final game is against Massabesic. But a tough one to drop here on senior night. But this is our final time here for Portland. And so it's been a pleasure to film this season, even though they have not many wins, only one, and that was on the road. We both had fun calling the game, and so we hope that the players, even through the losses, also had fun.
Yeah, and this is our last season covering baseball, so we've enjoyed covering high school baseball for Portland High over the years, and not sure where it's going after we're done, but we've had a blast over the years covering Portland High. Seen many great players come through, go on to play in some sort of college capacity. And we've seen, players play whose older brothers have played and families and stuff. So we've had fun.
And so final score is Bonny Eagle 15, Portland 8. Thanks so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching. Take care.